Hi, it's Cory, and today you're going to learn how to play Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. So today's tutorial is super easy. You're only going to need 3 chords, and then there's going to be a really simple strumming pattern and an optional picking pattern if you'd like to jazz up the song a little bit. So let's get started. First things first, you're going to want to make sure your ukulele's in tune. That's a G on the 4th string, a C on the 3rd string, an E on the 2nd string, and a A on the 1st string. If you need help getting your ukulele tuned, make sure to check out the card. I have a tutorial all about how to tune your ukulele, as well as tips and tricks, and even like a little kind of self-tuner if that's what you need as well. So let's dive into the chords first. What's really awesome about this song is it's only 3 chords. It's a part of that 3-chord kind of medley I created. You can check it out in the cards up above if you want to get some other ideas for really easy 3-chord songs that you can play. But what's great about these particular 3 chords is it's going to be a C major, a G major, and an F major. So we're not dealing with any minor chords, but other than maybe the G major, which sometimes people have a tricky time if they're just starting out, these are really simple chords. So to play the C major, you're going to take your 3rd finger and then place it on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Next, to make the G chord, you're going to start with peace, so your 1st and 2nd finger. Take your 1st finger, place it on the 2nd fret, 3rd string. You're going to take your 2nd finger, place it on the 2nd fret, 1st string, and then your 3rd finger is going to go between the 2 on the 3rd fret on string 2. And then lastly, you're going to need to know the F major chord. You're going to start with your 1st finger and your 2nd finger again. Take that 1st finger, place it on the 1st fret, 2nd string, then take your 2nd finger, place it on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Now, when making all these chords, it's really important to make sure you're supporting the head and the neck of the ukulele by using your thumb and placing after. If it sticks out a little bit, that's fine, but try, if you can, to get that thumb behind so you can have lots of support when making those different chords. A lot of times people say that they experience some kind of buzzing, or sometimes the strings don't sound the way that they're supposed to. Most of the time, that's because you're not pressing or squeezing hard enough on the string to the neck of the ukulele. So once you know all 3 chords and you're really fluent on those chords, and especially that G major, I know sometimes people have a hard time with it, so practice those chords, make sure you can transition between them, then it's time to start looking at the strumming pattern. Now for this song, there's a really easy strumming pattern that we're going to be using on the chorus. Anytime we get to the chorus, we're going to be using this strumming pattern, and guess what? It's all down strums. So we're actually going to be playing on the 8th note when we get to the chorus. So I'll just demonstrate on a C here, and you're just going to go down, 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 down. So that's 8 downs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now in counting, you're actually going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? If you want, you could go down, up. It works too. I prefer just going down, 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 down personally, but you could go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's fine too. So whichever you'd like to do is completely fine. When doing this down strum though, really try not to have your arm move too much. You don't have to be going like, it's hard to do it this high up, but you don't have to go like down, down, oh, like down, 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 down. Notice how my arm's moving a lot here. Just, it's all in the wrist. So down, 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 down. Okay? So all downs. Now if you wanted to, if you're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, if you want to strum a little bit harder on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, that's totally fine too. Gives it a little extra emphasis. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you're doing down, up, it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's your choice though. I'll be doing all down strums for the playthrough. Now for the verses, what you could do if you want to, you could just play on the chord changes. So if you're playing on just chord changes on a down strum, the opening line would sound like this. We do it all, everything, all on our own. So you notice that I only strummed when I was actually changing the chord with my left hand. Alternatively, if you want to make it sound more like the actual accompaniment that's in the recording, you could really easy do a picking pattern. Now what's really awesome about this picking pattern, and it's pretty common in a lot of pop music, is you're actually just going to be using for this one the top 2 strings, or the bottom, but strings 3 and 4, okay? So you're gonna do everything normal with your left hand for changing chords. The only difference is, starting on string 3, you're going to pick. You're picking between the C string and the G string. So C, G, C, G, C, G, C, G, and you're just repeating that over and over and over again. Because when your fingers change with the chord, you'll be pressing down on different frets, and then that will change the pitches of these 2 strings to fit the chord that you're playing with. Now, a lot of times people ask me, if we're not picking strings that our finger is in a position for with our left hand, what's the point of making the chord? You don't have to. I always do it though, just because I find it's really helpful to continue the progression, because that way when you go to the actual strumming pattern, you don't have to think, oh, whoops, I have to put my finger back here. So what I mean by that is, if your finger's in a C position, which is where you start with this picking pattern, if you're picking the C string and the G string, you're not actually picking this A string where your finger is being held down. So if you wanted to, you could go C, G, C, G, C, G, C, G, and then when you change the G, you go here, then when you go to the F, and you can see the same thing, like, you're only picking these 2 strings. With the F though, you're in a position on the 2nd string, you're not actually picking it. But again, I find it's way easier just to continue the progression. If you're not quite at that point and it's really hard for you to do the progression with the picking pattern, I would encourage you to really focus on your chords first and get really solid with those, so you can do the picking along with the chords. But again, if it works out better for you, you could just not do a chord for the C chord of the picking pattern. So you could go, and then when you go to the G, so you could just put your 2nd finger down on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and then you could move that over for the F chord, and then take it up for the C again. So that is an alternative that you could do, but again, I really encourage you to just do the chords. I know you can get there, so you'll be fine. Again though, your options for the picking pattern would be to actually use the chords like this, to the F, back to the C. Or if that's too much with the picking pattern, you could, like I said, start with nothing in the left hand and then your 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret for the G, and then move it over for the F, and that would be fine too, and that would sound like and look like this. It's your choice. So the overall structure of the song is, on the verses, you're going to be doing the picking pattern, or if you're not quite ready for the picking pattern, you can just play on the down strums and the chord changes. That's fine too. Then when you get to the chorus, so the if I lay here, that part, you're doing the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and strumming pattern, all on downs. And then when you get back to the verse, you go back to the picking pattern. Then go back to the strumming pattern, then to the picking pattern. The only other part in which that's going to be different is during the bridge. It's not really even a bridge, it's basically just like kind of a little pause before we go back to the chorus. You'll do the picking pattern again for that, and that's over the lines of, let's waste time chasing cars around our heads. And then at the very end, when you have your last, if I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world, we're just going to play on the down strums. So that would sound like this. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with with me and just forget the world. And that will end out your song, okay? If any of that doesn't make sense to you, feel free just to skip ahead to the playthrough, watch the playthrough and then you'll really see how everything is getting put together. One other thing just to be aware of, I did change the key of this song to make the chords easier. So if playing this song in its original key is something you're interested, make sure to comment down below and let me know that. I don't always change the chords in songs, but sometimes if there is a trickier chord, I'll change it so it's a little bit easier for beginners. The original key of this does have an E chord, so it would potentially be a really good challenge, especially since there's only 3 chords, but if one of them is a challenging chord, it'd be a really nice way to challenge yourself. So let me know if you're interested in that. But let's do the playthrough. 1, 2, here we go. And we'll do it all, everything on our own. We don't need anything or anyone. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? I don't quite know how to say how I feel. Those 3 words, I said too much, but not enough. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? Forget what we're told before we get too old. Show me a garden that's bursting into life. Let's waste time chasing cars around our heads. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? All that I am, all that I ever was, is here in your perfect eyes. They're all I can see. I don't know where, confused about how as well. Just know that these things will never change for us at all. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me and just forget the world? I hope you found the tutorial helpful, and if you did, please give it a like And if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I do come out with new ukulele and music related videos like every week. So if you want to make sure that you can improve your musical skills, make sure you're subscribed and to be in our little community that we have growing. We've seen a ton of growth in the last few months, so I would love to keep it going. It's been really great to see people's progress and to read your comments about how the tutorials are helping you, and that's awesome. If for whatever reason there is another song out there that you would really love to have a tutorial for, make sure to comment it down below. I do read like every single comment, and that's how I pick the songs that I make tutorials for or the topics of my videos. I read your comments and make things for what you want to learn about. So if you have an idea, make sure to put it down below and I will try my best to get to it, or look at what the most people would find the most helpful. Also, if you would like a tutorial for the original key of this song, that would include the E major chord, make sure to comment down below as well, because I could very much do a playthrough or something like that for you as a little bit of an extra challenge as well. But I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.